music bed.
Helpful. Preparation.
It's gotta be interesting.
It's challenging.
Inspiring.
A template.
The Grade is a program for 8th through 12th grade boys. It aims to help them develop a wide range of character traits and skills. And all of those elements of the program are designed to help them prepare for 4 key life tasks.
And those are fatherhood, friendship with God and others, responsible citizenship, and professionalism. Through our one-on-one mentoring and our once-a-month seminar, we equip the boys with the necessary tools to become great men in all of these areas.
You know, the thing I like the most about the grade is the aspect of mentoring the students. You see a boy or a young man entering in 8th grade, and they come with a lot of maturity, a lot of things that they need to work on. And through the monthly mentoring and the classes and then the calls that we have over the years, you see these young men mature and really acquire these 4 pillars that we talked about before.
The grade has just helped me become a better friend, better family member, better student, and I hope one day it'll help me become a great father.
Before I went to the grade, I'm gonna be honest, I was just a kid who didn't think about the future and the long term at all. I only looked in the present. I didn't really care about what I was gonna do with my life. But then I came to the grade, and the first session, I remember it was talking about the common application process. I was like, what is the common application process? And then they started talking about college, and this is just blowing my mind because I learned that I needed to get started on college right away. So because of that, I've begun researching what I want to be with different job opportunities with different majors. I settled on economics and also double major in political science, so I can hopefully work in public policy one day in the government, hopefully get into Congress maybe. Because the grade, in terms of my professional life, I now know what I want to be and I can help create a structure so I can get there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best aspects of the program is really to see that the mentors have gone to an awesome group of universities, and the mentors can really share a lot of these experiences. Many of the mentors will say, hey, I had an awesome liberal arts education, or I had a great math and science and engineering program. So they really can speak from sort of a good representation of colleges throughout the US. And so that's a great way to get the students exposed to these schools.
I love the fact that he's got a young man to whom he can speak about his process of going through the college application process, because it's kind of new for us because it's been many years since we had to do it for ourselves, but because the mentors share our values, the direction that he's getting, the sense that there's a certain kind of place that you want to go to, that there's a certain atmosphere that you want, that he can talk to someone else about it besides us is wonderful.
We signed our son up for the grade, and he didn't remember that we did this in 8th grade. And when the weekend came, he looked at us and said, we're doing what? I don't remember signing up for this. What is this? And we said, let's go with us this time. And I remember the next month came along and he had a Boy Scout event and a sports event the same weekend as the grade. And freedom is important. We let it be his call. He wanted to go back to the grade. I remember thinking, we must be putting some good in those snacks down there, but it was totally his call. So very early on, he came back home with the notebook, and he offered me a chance to take a look at it. I remember just thumbing through it, And thinking about the marriage and family element, there was a section where they talked about predators versus protectors. And the page was divided in half, and it had elements describing what it is to be a predator of women versus what it is to be a protector of women. I thought to myself, this is fantastic. You know, the kids in 8th and 9th grade are getting this kind of an instruction. Again, in a natural way, and it's a perfect supplement, adjunct to the kinds of virtues that we want to instill in our child. And so we were very pleased.
The mentoring is basically like every month or so I meet with my mentor, and I make goals for myself for the whole month, just to like have a goal of, you know, something that I could aspire to be better, you know. And it's really helpful because it just gives you something, you know, you always have to constantly strive to be better.
The mentors have been what's made it special. The bond that my kids had has been great, but you know, now that they're not in high school anymore, have gone through college and are out, they still are very good friends with the mentors that they had at that time, which means that things were done right. There's a good bond.
The grade and being able to listen to some of the virtue talks and be exposed to people like my mentor, to talk to my mentor and kind of be guided by them, that helped me think a lot about, okay, I want to set monthly goals, and what do these monthly goals mean? And not in the context of my school year and just like what I'm doing right now, but in the course of my life, and like in the course of growing up and becoming a responsible adult. Waking up, going back to that, waking up 5 minutes earlier, that's not just a, you know, an obligation or a routine, but that is something that can be good and that can be sanctified and it can be holy, and that can be a part of your faith in a way, and that living your life.
I think the way in which I would say the greatest challenging is that, you know, it really makes young men think about questions that they wouldn't necessarily have thought of before. We ask them questions like, what is your goal in life? Right? Not many young men, at least in my experience, have been able to have the opportunity to ask themselves that question. And then from that question, we challenge them to think about how to think about their smaller goals, right? So how they can form small goals to help them reach that bigger goal. The grade is really the best and most holistic program for young men between 8th and 12th grade.